What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. That's right, and you're here for Touch 'em All, just a badass weekly baseball show that has moved from Monday to Friday. And with all of the stuff that's going on, the craziness happening within Major League Baseball, I gotta have someone here to help me out. My co-host, my good friend, my hitting instructor, the abstractor man, the mountain of muscle, that human Adonis that is Jeff the Huff Huffman. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. I want to know who the hitting instructor is for the fucking Cubs and Mets.
I know, right? Jesus. Like the Cubs lost the last two games against the Giants and didn't score those two games.
Who's really the hitting coach for those teams?
Oh, you're asking for real. For the Cubs, it's Miller.
No.
Okay. It's bizarre, but the way the Cubs, the Mets too, the Mets are a little bit more perplexing than the Cubs. But
yeah, you kind of expected it from the Cubs
eventually, and now it is clicking. And now they just can't. They're just scoring like crazy. But their back end pitching is starting to, the back end rotation and the bullpen is starting to falter. So, but we'll talk about some of the moves the Cubs made. I'm sure we're going to get into the Mets because they are playing dominant. But I got a couple things I want to start with that I'm going to kind of do something I normally don't do. I'm going to bring up something from the past that we've talked about. Two things actually. And take the different. I've changed my mind on a couple of things.
Okay.
Yeah, which is rare. But before we do, you got anything you want to open with? Anything you want to talk about real quick? Anything?
I mean, other than
I feel like a dick. I'm like.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Other than the fact that NL Central is too good.
It's too good, but you guys are still dominant. I mean, 82 wins, dude. You're gonna win 100 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're on pace for that, and you would think that would just be a nice, easy road to a division title, but nope.
Well, the Pirates are 4.5, but they haven't really shown anything to where I don't think they're a threat. They're very good, but I don't think they're a threat to St. Louis, and that's what I mean. They're a threat to the rest of the league, but I don't think they're a threat to catching St. Louis. It's just they're too good. But Pittsburgh and Chicago. If they're in any other division except for the AL Central, they're leading.
Yes.
They're leading by a couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
So this is crazy. The Central is really that good. And it's even more impressive when you think about that these three teams are in the same division doing this. That means they beat up on each other quite often.
Yes.
But they're just dominating the rest of the fucking league, man.
No, they are.
This is crazy. It's crazy. I think we both thought that the Cubs. You had the Cubs pegged right from the beginning, even more so the Pirates. But I don't think anybody thought that the Pirates and the Cubs are going to be this good.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I had the Cubs at the beginning of the year about 7-8 games back. Yeah. Well, they're 8.5 back right now.
8.5 back, but they're 20 over.
I didn't expect them to be 20 games over 500. I didn't expect the Cardinals to be leading the league in wins with half their damn team.
Yeah.
And the Pirates, I don't even know how they're doing it because I still don't think they have enough in their lineup.
The Pirates are a mystery. There's no question about that.
You're good.
But yeah, it's very confusing. Why the Pirates are this good. It's you look at the numbers and they make sense. I guess I don't know. It's just bizarre.
Well, I mean, they really started to take off once McCutchen finally healed because we know he was playing with that. I believe it was a bum knee early in the year, and once that got healed up, he turned into McCutchen, and the Pirates started winning lots of games.
Yes, they did. But the funny thing is, they're not dominating anywhere. I mean, like their pitching staff has got the second best earned run average, but other than that, number wise, they're in the middle of the pack in almost everything else. They're 13th in the league in runs. They're 8th in the league in batting average.
They find a different way to win
every night.
Every night, and you just you're watching the game. You're watching a Pirates game, and you're like. You shrug your shoulders at how?
It's every night, and they never stop playing. Playing. I think they only trail the Cubs.
All three of these teams don't.
Yeah, I think they only trail the Cubs for wins after the 8th inning. While trailing.
Well, the Cubs have 12 walk-offs to lead the league,
which is ridiculous. Yeah, that's
fun too.
It is a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to get into that a little bit more, but there is a couple things I want to talk about. First and foremost, we talked about this, I believe, 2 weeks ago, maybe even last week, or the last time we were together, I believe. We talked about safety in baseball. We talked about the netting, about possibly going foul pole to foul pole.
Right.
And I was against it. And I was not. I didn't think it should happen. I am now changing my opinion. I'm at least stating that there needs to be a net from third base to first base, at the very least.
So basically, the dugout.
It needs to,
dugout.
It needs to be extended at least to the end of the dugout.
That's where I am on this. If you're gonna put a net up, okay, do first base to third base.
It's getting scary, man. Maybe I'm just buying into this, but
people are stupid.
I get that, but even
this is the result of people being morons and not paying attention.
To an extent, I will agree with you. If you look back at the Kyle Schwarber one that just happened last week in Wrigley Field, that dude was attentive, or whoever it was, attentive, or weren't looking down at cell phone and just got popped. The thing came off the bat. I think Sports Science said it came off the bat at over 90 miles an hour. Well, what are you going to do with that?
Right. Well, the reason I'm still a little hesitant on this, because I know these guys are major league players on the field, but yeah, they have the reaction time, to get out of the way and knock the ball down. Now I know they're the best in the world, at reading those types of, just having the reaction time for that. Yeah. But I don't know.
It worries me, and I'll tell you why.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all for protecting people.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy seeing people get cracked in the head by a bat or a ball.
Sure. The bats scare me a little bit more than the ball, I got to be honest.
Yes.
The bats scare me a little bit. His bats seem to be going into the state of the crowd a lot more frequently. But you're right, though. If this was as simple as just everybody putting down, like if they confiscated all cell phones, like you cannot enter the ballpark unless you put your cell phone in a basket. Okay. Then, yeah, get yourself ready to play. But even then, if you're taking a drink of soda, anything can happen split second. Not everybody can be expected to, every time a pitch is thrown, to lock in and get into like catching position. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it, because to see netting all around a field would like break my heart as a purist. It would like break my heart. But at the same time, it's just like Starlin Castro hit one even with a net that popped some lady and she went to the goddamn hospital. I mean, the reality is, it is super dangerous to sit in the stands. There is an inherent danger. Now, granted, you're taking personal responsibility, but I'm starting to think that the ballpark has to take a little bit of responsibility. And I think that's the thing. I don't think Major League Baseball should put out a memorandum of foul pole to foul pole nettings. I think it should be on the individual stadium, because every setup is a little bit different, and some fans are a little bit more protected than others.
Like Oakland, you got a football field in foul territory.
Yes. And the ball is like scientifically, it's slowed down pretty good by the point.
Somewhere like you can do that at Fenway.
Yeah.
You do that at Fenway.
Some have the elevated seats that are a little bit higher up, and you're not worried about it as much. So individual ballparks, I think, have to take it on themselves.
Right.
And baseball has to allow them that leeway. And I think that it needs to happen. A little bit. I'm not saying go crazy foul pole to foul pole, but I am definitely thinking there has to be something a little bit more. You have to take care of your fans. I think as management, as ownership, obviously your number one priority is going to be making sure your workforce, your labor is protected and healthy and always taken care of. That's done. We're doing a good job on that. Secondary, it's got to be making sure your fans are not scared, and especially in this goddamn pussy-ass society that we live in, where everybody's scared of everything. Everything's an epidemic, and I kind of fell into it a little bit myself in this conversation. But because of the way people are, you don't want people to think that it's too dangerous to come to a ballpark or take your kid to a ballpark, because that will eventually kill the sport.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing. But I've been wanting to get that out for 2 weeks. Like, just 3 days later after we had the conversation, like 4 people got cracked in the dome and taken off on stretchers. And I'm like, oh my God, of course. It's because I said it, The other thing is, I know we talked about this on the last show, and we glossed over it. We didn't talk about it much, but I know I basically dismissed it. I'm going to be flip-flopping on this as well. The division question. Should we get rid of divisional play as far as have just National League and American League and the top 6 and top 6? Boom. Yes. Fuck divisional baseball. Fuck it right in the ear, Jeff. I got to be straight up real. Fuck divisional baseball. I'm tired of divisional baseball. It's not intriguing to me anymore. There needs to be realignment if there is going to continue, because our division, and we talked about it to open the show, is a goddamn murderer's row. And fuck it. Fuck divisional baseball. I'm completely on board with it. Let's go to National League, American League. Boom. What do you think?
No, like I said last week, I'm leaning towards that side of it.
Yeah, I can't deal with it
because you have the 3 best teams in the National League. One of them's winning the division, and then 2 are going to go to the 1-game playoff.
Yeah. No, exactly. And see, here's the playoff teams if we run into that system.
And then whoever wins the division they're not playing, the worst team in the playoffs.
No, yeah, no, exactly. See, this is the thing. If we had that system, the playoff teams would be St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Chicago, New York, L.A., and San Francisco. San Francisco is a good ball club. They're right now they're 9 games over 500. They're a good ball club. They don't deserve to miss under these rules, they do deserve, I guess. They haven't earned their way into the playoffs under these rules, but this should be a playoff team. This should be a playoff team in the way that they're playing. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. I do have a feeling they're going to start playing a lot better because they got kind of a weak-ass schedule, but that's the other side of it. This schedule, they call it the balanced schedule. It's not a balanced schedule.
Yeah, you play the same teams in your division like 18 times a year.
That's the bigger worry. However the numbers split up, this is how I would do it. You play everybody in your league, the National League, the exact same amount of times, and then 1 series against every other team in the American League, if you can do it, or a scheduled amount of American League teams a year, whatever. But you do 2 or 3 series against everybody in the National League, and then a few whatever in the American League.
However you want to work it. If you want to do 2 games in an American League ballpark, 2 games in a National League ballpark, if you want to do it like that.
I gotta be honest. I'm also thinking about saying let's just scrap interleague play, because what's the point of it? It's lost its novelty.
Okay.
They're gonna keep the same rules the way they are. Not one league is going to adhere to the other and drop the rules to make the rules the same. So you're still playing different damn baseball. In the World Series, it's completely okay because it's fair. It's 4-3 the games. So it's fair. That's fair to me. That's okay. Whoever got and drop the goddamn All-Star game deciding who has the home field advantage. Who's ever got the better record gets that extra game. This is how we fix the current state. That's how I would do it.
No, I mean I'm on board with it. Yeah. I mean, I really don't have anything to add to that.
Because you don't need it. You don't need to play the American League. What's the point? Just play everybody in the National League 4 or 5 times a year. Oh, is that too boring? I don't give a shit. It's fair.
Well, it's going to make those rivalries a lot more special, like Cardinals and Cubs, because you're not going to see it as often.
Yes.
Because when people say Red Sox, Yankees nowadays, I'm like, oh, okay, well, they play each other 18 times a year. It's not.
Who cares? It's like, who gives a shit? And the other thing about it is, too, and this kind of drives me nuts as well, is I think that it'd be so much more special when teams do meet up in the World Series if this is the one time a year that they have an opportunity to play each other. It's it. This is your one time of the year that they're going to be showcased together. There's no other times where this could happen. And I like that idea. Potentially, both the Yankees and the Mets can make the playoffs this year. More than likely, both will. And they have a chance, potentially, to play in the World Series.
All you got to do is get in. That's all you got to do.
So, but they've already played each other at least, 6 times this year? The Yankees and Mets. They do 2 series of 3.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So they've played each other 6 times. If we didn't have those games already, imagine how much more special the World Series would be.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, I just think it's time. I think it's time. Like, interleague play was brought in because baseball was struggling. They were doing anything they could after the strike to get people back into the game. You know what? The novelty's worn off. It's time to fix some shit that is just fundamentally wrong with the game. And there are a few things that are wrong, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I feel better. I feel a lot better.
That's good.
That divisional thing was killing me because I was so wrong last week when I was against it. Even when I said it, I started talking myself out of it. And then after the show, I was just like, God, I'm an asshole. I'm so wrong here. It's just, it doesn't make sense to keep it. There's no reason to keep it.
Yeah, it could be frustrating. Back in 2006, I mean, the Cardinals won the division by winning 83 games.
Yeah.
And what they did, they ended up winning the World Series.
Win the whole damn thing. You know, it's crazy. I guess I want that magical playoff feel again, where knowing that everybody has earned their way in, and there's none of this. It's ridiculous to me that some teams have such an advantage over others because
you're seeing the best teams in the playoffs.
Look at the Mets. We're going to talk about the Mets anyway. We're going to get into them, how well they're playing. Look who they're playing. Look who the Mets have in their goddamn division.
Right.
They're playing. They got a lot of games against the Braves, Marlins, and Phillies left, and the Nationals suck too. The Braves the Mets are just racking up wins against these inferior goddamn teams because their balanced schedule dictates that they have to play their divisional teams.
And what they do when they played someone good a couple weeks ago, the Pirates,
they got beat up.
Yep,
they got beat up. They got swept by the Rockies recently too. Or no, I'm sorry, they just swept the Rockies. So and the Rockies are okay.
Well, the Rockies just flat out rake.
They do. They're playing a lot better as of late. The Rockies thing, they've actually taken, it looks like 7 games from the Rockies in the past couple of weeks. But they lost 2 to the Rays, 2 or 3 to the Rays. It's just like their wins are coming against the Marlins, the Nationals. It's over and over and over. And it's like, come on, let's get enough of this shit. I don't know. But let's talk about these Mets, man. Aside from the fact that they are picking up some wins over the Phillies right now, you're just sweeping them in a 4-game series.
I mean, they're hitting everything in sight.
Yeah. How big of a difference has Cespedes made? I mean,
unbelievable.
His numbers are good, but it's more than that. I think it's just his presence in the lineup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely the presence. I mean, because that was the big thing I was talking about. You know, before the trade deadline, they have no presence whatsoever in that lineup.
Yeah, nobody you're scared of.
No, this is before Duda decided to light the world on fire.
Yeah.
They didn't have David Wright. They didn't have Darno. They got those guys back, and Wright hits a home run in his first at-bat back.
Yeah. Well, which, by the way, I was able to pick him up in fantasy. Woohoo! You guys were sleeping.
Hey, I picked up Steven Piscotty. So.
Yeah, you did. That was a good pickup. But you're right, though. Wilmer Flores was doing absolutely nothing. Now
the trade that didn't happen, it seems like after the trade that didn't happen, you know, he's picked it up a bit.
Yeah. Granderson's having a pretty decent year. He's having a solid season.
Yeah, I mean, he started off dry ice cold, but...
Yeah. At 34 years old, you know, he's hitting above his career average. He's hitting 259 right now. He's got 22 dongs.
Not bad.
And his on base is 12 points higher than his career. At 352, you're going to take it for a 34-year-old guy who still plays plus defense in right field.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to take that out of Curtis Granderson any goddamn day. So it's just like it's just this. Cespedes is obviously the big one. That's the big name that you look at because he is. I mean, 24 games played with the Mets, 109 at bats. He's batting .303 with freaking 8 home runs and 23 RBI.
Not too bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It's been crazy, and getting David Wright back almost seems unfair. You know,
but get Darno back.
Yeah, Darno, Duda, he's pounding the fucking ball. It's just
Kelly Johnson.
Johnson's been a nice addition. He's been a really nice addition. Even guys like Uribe, he's not doing anything in the stat column overall.
Yeah, but he's a proven winner.
He's a proven winner. He's a bat off the bench. Absolutely, he's a confident bat off the bench. But obviously, the pitching staff is something to talk about still because they continue to be pretty damn good. Yeah,
they're not too bad either.
Third in ERA at 3.29. They got 84 quality starts. Think about that for a second. 84 games this season. They've gone at least 6 innings.
I still don't like that stat.
I don't like it either, but 6 innings and under 3 runs, that's not bad.
I mean, no, it's not bad, but...
It should be 7. It should be 7. That's a quality start to me. I agree.
Yeah.
But
because the talk is always go 7.
Yeah. Go 7. You want to go 7. Their team whip is 117, dude. That's best in baseball. They are missing bats. Plain and simple. And they're 4th in batting average, man. 240. Hitters only hitting 240 against them. This rotation has been good all year. Now with a competent offense, this team is terrifying.
But again, even though their pitching staff has been incredible, how much does that attribute to them playing the teams in their division?
Very true. And that is something that's advanced metrics that I don't have in front of me. So, I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, see, that stuff I don't feel like looking up right now. I'll leave Brian. I'll let Brian Kenny do that.
If we were getting paid for this, okay.
Right.
Okay, I'll be that journalist. I'll do those numbers, sure. But I'm not getting paid for this. Go out there and buy a few more copious shirts, kids.
If you guys want to pay us, I mean,
absolutely, you can go right into the description box of this video and donate to the channel. Give the fat man and the handsome one over there a tip. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. School isn't cheap.
School, that's right. School isn't cheap, but it's crazy. It's just Cespedes might be.
I completely buy into their rotation. I do.
Oh yeah,
but
you have to.
I'm just saying, you play teams like the Cubs. You see what the Pirates did to them. Yeah. These teams that can flat out rake, are they going to be able to be lights out against them in the postseason?
Well, the thing is, both those teams that you just mentioned, the Pirates and the Cubs, they have hitters in the lineup that have some of the best at-bats in baseball. And that's where you take advantage of young pitchers. You make them throw 5, 6, 7, 8 more pitches an inning, and you get them out of there in 5. You get them out of there in 5 innings. You get them out of there in 6. When they're in the 5th or 6th inning, they're over the 90, 100 pitch mark. Well, guess what? You're into their bullpen early. That's how these teams are beating them. Because patient at bats.
Yeah, I mean, even if just the casual fan playing the video game, if you're facing a batter and you're up to 6, 7 pitches on pretty much every batter, it's pretty frustrating.
Yes.
And then you get frustrated, you losing your mind, and you'll hang a pitch, and then it doesn't end well for you.
No, because you can get away to grooving ones to other guys, but you groove one to Cespedes. Or I'm sorry, not Cespedes, he's on that team. You groove one to friggin' McCutchen, Rizzo, Schwarber, who I'm going to talk about at length for a few minutes later on. You're going to get punished. You're just you can't do it. So I don't know. It's just, can the Mets win in the playoffs? That's the big question. How are they going to perform when they get to the postseason? What do you think? What's their expectation?
Jeez, I really don't know. Honestly,
no, that's fair.
I want to see how these pitchers perform in high pressure situations.
Yeah,
the offense still isn't great by any means.
It's getting there.
It's definitely getting there. I mean,
can it maintain it? It's only been 24 games. Can it maintain? That's the question.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, you got 3 guys that you could throw with a lot of confidence in that one game. Or I'm sorry, they're going to win their division. So in that 5-game series, you got DeGrom, Harvey, and Syndergaard or Nice is number 3. Cologne, who's got a good track record in the playoffs, a guy who's been around forever. He started off the season on a house of fire, but he's come down back to earth quite big. But it's a scary rotation.
And that's not because of his physical.
No, he's old. I think it has more to do with him being old than fat. He's 42.
You said come down to earth. I was making a gravity joke.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. I gotcha. That's funny. You're a funny guy. But it's going to be interesting. Look, I think in the playoffs, Cologne goes to the bullpen. Why not? Why
yeah,
not?
you have it. Your starters getting lit up. I mean, you have that guy you can go to.
Absolutely.
Good backup plan.
Cologne can give you 2 innings in 3 or 4 games in that series. Come on.
Yep.
You'll take it. Because I think Cologne could give you 2 quality innings for 3 games. I think you can do it. So
no, he can definitely do that.
In fact, I would go as far as to start getting him acclimated to that just about now. Really damn soon.
Give him the feel. Give him the feel for it.
Well, yeah, you don't need it. With all the young kids that the Mets have, they can bring somebody up to take his spot in the rotation. It won't be a huge drop-off. You'll get an audition for next year, and Cologne can start getting ready for that role that I think would be better suited for him in the postseason. I don't know if that's stupid what I just said, but it feels brilliant. That feels brilliant.
No, I like it. I like it.
Just came out of my ass. It feels really brilliant. I don't know if it is, but it feels like it. I have no idea. All right. Let's switch leagues here. Let's talk about the American League for a few minutes here. And the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees are absolutely throwing haymakers at each other. The Jays now have a 1.5 game lead over the Yankees. Neither team seems to be able to get an advantage here over a 5-game stretch. But the numbers that jumps off the page to me for Toronto, why I think Toronto is going to ultimately win this battle.
Oh, they may run away with it.
They could. 170 plus in their point differential. That means they have scored 170
They score a
more.
lot. And that's something.
170 more than they've given up? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they score a lot. And the Yankees aren't doing a whole lot of that right now.
No, they're not. And they don't have the rotation.
A-Rod has done nothing in August. Yeah. Gardner's done absolutely nothing since the All-Star break. Ellsbury's hurt again.
Yeah, it seems like they're on fumes.
It seems like they just lost Sabathia for the year.
Yeah, which is honestly isn't a huge loss. Sabathia's
I mean, he's got a 5 ERA, something like that.
Yeah, it's not been a good year for him. But Teixeira's even slowed down.
Yeah.
His numbers are, I mean, he's still got 31 dongs, but he was on pace for a hell of a lot more. So I don't know. This whole team has seemed to have really, really slowed down. Like they are just playing to their age now. Tanaka is Tanaka. I don't know if he is an ace. I'm starting to really question that.
Yeah, he's just. I see him more as a number 2.
I think he's a solid 3.
Solid 3. Yeah, definitely a solid 3. Maybe a 2.
Maybe a 2. And that's not what they paid him for. They outbid everybody for that. And, it's I don't know. It really does seem like this is a team that is on absolute fumes. What a ride, though, it's been. What a friggin' ride it's been for the Yankees this year.
Yeah, I mean, up and down. You don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they start lighting the world on fire. They start to run away with the division. And then the Blue Jays get Tulo and David Price, and they die.
They died. And it has really nothing to do with those acquisitions as far as the Yankees are concerned. Their team just died. It just this is the concern that we had earlier in the year.
They checked into the nursing home.
Yes. Geriatrics got a hold of their ass. They stopped drinking their Metamucil. I don't know what happened. But yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. And what Toronto has been able to do, I said they are plus 170 in point differential. I said that earlier. They've done that with only winning 71 games. That's an impressive number to me because it tells me just how much fire they've been on since Tulo has been in this lineup.
Well, beforehand they were still putting up a bunch of runs. They just couldn't pitch. And like I was saying, they just pick up, if the pitching just picks it up just a little bit, this team can run away with the division, and we're starting to see that.
Yeah. Well, you look at your team, arguably the best offense in the league outside of Toronto. Not arguably, they are. You won 82 games, and you got a plus plus minus of 130.
Yeah, well, no, that's because of the pitching. That's not because of the hitting.
But your pitching staff has been every bit as good. It's been ridiculous.
No, that's what I'm saying. The pitching has been ridiculous. The offense has been very frustrating at times. But the offense, that's just in the last week. But I mean, they're really starting to click.
Well, you guys scored 507 runs, which is not. Wow! It's holy crap. That's third best in the division. Do you know how many Toronto's scored?
A lot more.
This is such a sick number. 689 runs, man.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Nobody else in baseball has topped 600 runs yet. In fact, there's only a couple teams that are even really close to it. One, really, too. Okay, the Diamondbacks, which have deceptively gone and scored 572 runs.
The Diamondbacks have raked all year. I mean, they've picked it up in the NL West race. Well, other than getting swept by the Cardinals, I mean, it got pretty dusty there in Arizona. So the Cardinals decided to do some sweeping.
Yeah, you did.
But before that, they were playing really well since the All-Star break. Yeah. Goldie, potential MVP, like he is every single year.
Yeah.
And I really like A.J. Pollock. That guy's a sneaky stud. Other than the fact that he hits into a lot of double plays, I think he hit into 5 double plays in this 4-game series, and I believe he's grounded into, I want to say, 19 or 20 double plays all year, which is strange because the dude flat out flies.
Yeah, he does.
I see Pollock as a 4.5 tool guy. Because he's got 13 home runs, so not a whole lot of pop there, but he does everything well. I really like A.J. Pollock.
No, I do too. He's a good ball player. I guess I gave Colorado a little bit too much credit earlier in the broadcast, and because I said they were playing better. Yeah, they're not good. I'm sorry. I apologize to anybody.
No, they're not. They're not good. They hit.
51 win team. I apologize.
They hit. They don't. Like I said, they hit. They don't do anything.
Second worst record in baseball. Yeah, they're not good. So yeah, there you go. That's another team that the Mets dominated. So it just furthers into my friggin' thing earlier. Friggin' Mets. Yeah.
Beat someone noteworthy.
Beat someone really good. That's what I want to see. Not the dog on the Mets too much. What's their upcoming schedule like? That's what I want to know. That's a good question. That's a really, really good question. They're about to start a series with the Braves. Oh, look at that. No, that's the Yankees. That's the Yankees. Wrong New York. I'm terrible at what I do. Okay, let's see here. Full schedule. I want to see who they're playing.
We are busy people. We don't have time to search all this stuff up beforehand. We don't have a guy.
No, we don't have a guy
throwing this stuff at us.
No, now they get the Red Sox. Now they get the Red Sox. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I think they get it. The Mets haven't played anybody noteworthy, and when they have,
this is who they got next, though. I want to beat this into the fucking ground. Boston, Philadelphia, Miami, Washington, Atlanta, Miami, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Washington. That's the rest of their schedule. They're going to win 75% of those games.
You can't see me, but my jaw was on the ground.
That's sickening, isn't it? That's insane.
That's disgusting.
They got a chance to win another 25 games. 30 games. This is crazy.
They may not lose another game.
Balanced schedule, my dick. Oh, my God.
They may not lose another game.
You know what? I don't know if they're going to go on that type of friggin' run, but if they have less than 5 losses for the rest of the year, it would not shock me. It would not shock me. What's the over-under on 5 losses for the Mets the rest of the season?
How many games do they have left?
I got to do math. 35? 30?
5 losses? They're going to lose 8.
I'm going the under. I think they're going to lose 4.
Really?
Yes. Look at their playing, and the way they're playing right this second. It's scary. It's good. They played 137 games.
I'm going to go 8.
So whatever. How many is that?
It's 35. It's 35.
So I was right. Okay, 35. Yeah.
Wait, 137 games?
Yeah, 137 games.
Oh.
No, 127 games.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so 35.
127 games. Yeah.
I'm going to go 8.
I'm going 4. I think they're gonna. I think the Mets are gonna have a ridiculous run. They're not playing anybody.
No,
They're not playing anybody. This is ridiculous. Oh God, they need to look. Now look, they won the lottery. That's just what it comes down to. They won the lottery. They got good at the right time, and they got a great schedule. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't know. All right, so we got all this great stuff going on, and we're getting to the end of the year, and I want to talk about a couple of things with my Cubs. Just a couple, real quick. I want to touch on a couple things. First, I think Chris Bryant has just about solidified his Rookie of the Year candidacy. And that was
it seems like
I didn't mean to bring that up yet, but
no, that's okay.
Because I was going to talk about that at the end of the show.
When Schwarber came up and took the spotlight off him, Brian started to take off.
Yeah.
I was giving some love to Matt Duffy, but I think the recent run that Brian's been on, and with obviously Gritchick going on the DL, that obviously put the nail in the coffin on that.
Yeah.
So I think this is Bryant's award.
It's his award to lose at this point. I think Jock Peterson is. Definitely...
I don't want to hear about Jock Peterson in this discussion because his stock fell faster than the XFL.
Oh, well done. Any XFL reference you get a clap for that. Well done. But Rizzo. I'm sorry. Brian is really.
I'm gonna look at his average right now.
It's got to be in the 220s. Has to be.
You people tell me that he's. I'll look it up. You talk.
This feels like a fuck you Mamba moment.
No, not necessarily. Just people.
But what Chris Bryant has done as of late has been he's gotten up to 20 home
runs.
He's
batting 213.
213? Jock Peterson's batting 213?
Yes.
Yay! That's bad.
213.
That's really bad. That's really bad. Oh, my God,
anyway.
That's horrible. Yeah. Enough about Jock Peterson. So, yes, I'm going to go back and say that once again. Chris Bryant has locked up, I feel, almost this Rookie of the Year candidacy because he's got the name, he's got the hype, and he's got the numbers. 265, 20 home runs, and 77 RBI. He'll probably get to 100 RBI. I think he's got a chance to get to 25, 26 dongs if he gets really hot, which he's a streaky guy when it comes to his power. He might even hit 30. That's outside shot, but it could happen.
Yeah.
And he's got a 367 on base percentage. The guy is just having a really good year.
Solid year.
And most of the season, he did not have protection in the lineup. He had a guy who was hitting behind him in Castro, who is hitting a little bit better as of late, but since he got benched.
I still don't understand why he was hitting fourth, but anyway.
Still didn't get that.
That's in the past.
It's in the past. They didn't have Soler for most of the season, and even when they did, he wasn't hitting great. Now he started hitting great again. He goes back on the DL. Rizzo's been Rizzo, but other than that, there hasn't been a lot of consistency. Now, Fowler he's given some of the best at-bats in baseball, and Kyle Schwarber. That's the real key here. Kyle Schwarber is an absolute monster. How can you be this good with virtually no major league? I'm talking professional baseball experience. Last year, 2 weeks ago, last year this time he was in the College World Series. You know what I mean? And now he had a cup of coffee in the minors, and now he's absolutely killing the baseball.
Yeah, ever since he's come up and been killing the ball. Really carried the team.
Yeah.
Is that a safe argument?
I think it's very safe because even if his numbers are not like he's not winning games on his own, his at-bats and what he's doing for the rest of the lineup and pushing people and just being that guy is absolutely carrying the team.
I got a similar situation here that's going on in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Who they have the second wild card right now if you haven't looked.
Quietly, kids. That's real quiet.
Quietly. And it's been on the shoulders of Miguel Sano.
Yeah.
He's only got 166 at bats this year, but listen to his stats. He's hit 12 home runs. He's driven in 38.
Yeah.
Stolen a bag. He's hitting 289. On base percentage is 394.
Yeah.
394. And this is roughly in, let's say a 40 game span, 45 game span.
Yeah.
Because in his last 30, he's had 110 at bats. He's hitting 291. On base is 383.
Wow.
And he's hit 9 home runs and driven in 27.
Wow. Now you might be asking yourself, why don't I know about this guy? Well, it's because Minnesota's got that crazy farm system that's been every bit as good as the Cubs the last 2 or 3 seasons.
But see, I'm still not sold on Minnesota because their rotation is
shit.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, and they're both. Yeah, that's a fair word to say. To describe the rotation, and their bullpen is kind of meh.
4.18 team ERA. Yeah, this is not a good pitching staff. So it's just
not really.
It's not a good pitching staff.
But Mauer's had a little bit better of a season. He's
69. Yeah.
Well, since watching the highlights, it seems like Mauer's contributing a nice portion.
What happened to Joe Mauer? Since you brought him up, what happened to this man?
He got proclaimed to be God.
I mean, Jesus, you're talking about a guy who's got a 314 career average. He was hitting some nice home runs a year. I mean, he wasn't ever going to be Ruth in the home run department, but he was up there. He was at 13.
I mean, he can still put the bat. He can still put the bat on the ball, but the power just died.
He was so sporadic. I'm looking at the numbers now. Just like he had 13 one year, 7-9, then 28. He had one huge power year in 2009 where he had 28 home runs. But the biggest thing that I'm noticing, it's because of his inconsistency of staying on the field. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what it is. He's just a broken guy. Now he's 32. He's never going to be Joe Mauer, what people thought he was going to be again. But I don't know. Interesting. But, so what, do you think Minnesota's going to make the playoffs? That's the question. No?
No, I still don't think they have it. They don't have enough. They don't have enough in all aspects. I still like the Rangers, Orioles, Angels. I still like them better. Yeah. I just like the Angels better strictly because they have Trout and Pujols.
Oh, not to correct you a little bit, but they're not in that second wild card spot right now.
The Twins?
Yeah, the Rangers own it. The Twins are a half game back.
Yeah, that's right. The Twins lost. Rangers won yesterday. That's right.
Twins and Angels are tied for the third spot with their half game back of the Rangers now.
That's right. The Rangers can thank Jose Bautista for that win yesterday for missing that base hit. Ball rolls under his glove. Yeah. The line shields, circles the Pellas.
I got to be honest. They got a chance here, though, mainly because of the bad play of the Yankees. If the Yankees continue to go down this path where they're just not able to win, it opens the door. Because I don't think we think the Texas Rangers are a huge threat. They're playing okay ball, but this is not a team that has the pitching staff that's going to be able to get
decent. I mean, they're a decent team. I mean, but they don't just flat out frighten you.
No, it wouldn't surprise me looking at the teams that are here. It would not surprise me if we're looking at the Angels and the Orioles. I know the Orioles are playing like fucking shit right now, but the 2-8
out of all those teams there, I still like the Orioles.
I like the Orioles too. I also like the Rays. That team does not quit. I like the Rays too.
They can't hit a beach ball though.
No, they can't. They can't. Here's a scary thing: the Tigers are still 5.5 out. Can you believe that?
Yeah, well, they got Cabrera back, so obviously that's. Verlander turned into Verlander the other night.
That was awesome, wasn't it? Did you watch that game? That was incredible.
That was awesome to see. Well, it wasn't awesome to see the no-hitter get taken away, but
no, that's.
I really like Justin Verlander.
I do too. I like him even more because, come on, he's plowing Kate Upton. I mean,
that's always.
Come on, let's. All right. Dude, usually I would hate a guy for that, but
he's winning at life.
He is winning at life. There's no question that man.
All he needs now is that ring.
He needs a ring,
and he has one life.
He has one life. He's 32 this year. Believe it or not, with all of the talk that we've heard about Justin Verlander when he's been on the field this year, which he's not been fantastic, his ERA is still better than his career. He's got a career ERA of 3.52. Right now, he's 3.45. So Justin Verlander still has a chance to be a very good pitcher in the postseason if Detroit can find a way to scurry in.
Big part. Well, this doesn't just go for baseball. I mean, it goes with life. I mean, confidence.
Yeah.
If your confidence is sky high, I mean. that can lead you to do some pretty special things.
Absolutely.
And with that absolute gem that he just threw, I mean, that could just be the big confidence boost that he needed.
He can go on a run.
And that team.
Yeah. That team with Cabrera back, yes, the Tigers are going to be that team that is going to have opportunity. At least they're going to start believing themselves internally. I think Detroit could make a run. I know how insane that has to sound, but I think
you have the best hitter on the planet in your lineup. You still got JD Martinez, who is having a great year.
Yeah.
You got Iglesias, who's I don't know how Iglesias is performing right now.
At times, very good.
Off the top of my head, Iglesias has been good all year. I know they lost Cespedes, but
Cespedes and Price.
Yeah, and Price. Oh.
They did lose two big names there, but I mean, this is a team that if they went on a run, it would not shock me. It would not shock me. And and here's the thing, and we were just talking about it, Verlander would be a huge part of that run. If he gets going, the rest of that team is going to start just clicking. And it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel really good. So, interesting stuff. It's going to be crazy to see how the rest of the season goes. There's so many storylines that are still a little bit open. But what are you looking at? What did I miss? What's some stories? I'm sure you got some notes.
Okay, the Dodgers picked up Chase Utley, which that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
No sense.
They do not need him.
No.
You do not need him. I still don't understand why Jimmy Rollins is in the lineup when you have Corey Seager down in the minor leagues, who is there, Carlos Correa.
It doesn't make any. That makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense that Rollins is still in the lineup because he's had an abysmal year.
We were defending him earlier in the year, but that was because he's Jimmy Rollins. We both did.
Right. And they I don't know how much they're paying people to not play for them, because they just released Alberto Callaspo.
Yeah.
I think the last time I checked it, what was it, like $90 million?
It's ridiculous.
For people that aren't even on the team anymore.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense.
No, and now
it makes absolutely no sense.
Now they bring in Chase Utley into a team that did not, like, they just need to figure out the bats that they have and get healthy. But their problems are on the other side of the ball.
They brought in Callaspo. Now they're bringing in Utley. They keep Rollins in the lineup. I mean, wasn't this the problem they were trying to avoid going into this year? They got rid of Matt Kemp.
It doesn't make any sense. The pitching worries me.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love to see this happen to the Dodgers.
I do too. I don't have a problem with this at all. But the pitching staff worries me more than anything else with them. Outside of Greinke and Kershaw, who they got.
Right.
This is going to be a huge series that they're coming into this weekend against the Cubs. They have got to play well this weekend against the Cubs, and I don't think they're going to. They're playing. They got the Cubs' three best pitchers. They got Lester, Arrieta. God, how good is Arrieta? By the way,
he is their best pitcher.
He might be the Cy Young. He is going to challenge Greinke for the Cy Young, man.
He is their best pitcher, without a doubt. I know what Lester gives you, especially in the postseason.
Yeah.
Arrieta's the best pitcher.
He's probably top 5 pitcher in baseball right now.
Yep.
He was the first pitcher to get to 16 wins. Yes, his ERA is not what Greinke's is. I understand that, but he's going to get some votes. He's going to get some votes because I don't even think Greinke's a runaway. I don't even think he's a runaway. He's been amazing, but there's been so much amazing pitching this year.
Yeah,
so it's going to be crazy. So yeah, the Dodgers need help with their pitching rotation, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Cubs do to these guys. I think we're catching Kershaw, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? You can only dodge God for so long before they get you. What are the pitching matchups? Let's find out. I'm interested. David's interested. We got Kershaw tonight. Matt Latos tomorrow, which I'm not worried about, and Alex Wood on Sunday against Jake Arrieta. So it's Latos, Lester tomorrow. Jason Hamill, who's been iffy as of late, but pitched well in his last time out against Kershaw tonight. If Dodgers have to win tonight's game. They got to win tonight. If they don't win tonight, they're probably going to get swept, if I had to take a guess. Because Lester's pitching brilliantly, and Arrieta is God right now. So
the whole team is God right now. What are they, 21-4 in the last 25?
We were until we just lost. Till we just
21-5.
lost two. We just lost two to San Francisco, though.
Yeah.
We just ran into Baumgartner last night, who was ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, the NL Central, going back to it, is just too good.
Too good.
Cardinals, like I said, on the pace for 103 wins, with half their team on the DL, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's I can't say enough about that organization. They might be stealing information, but that team knows that organization knows how to run a ball club, man.
The pitching has been phenomenal all year, and they have that postseason experience.
Yeah,
now,
scary.
the Cubs are clicking on all cylinders,
but they don't have playoff experience. We don't know what those players are going to do.
And a sneaky, awesome rotation.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, the one question is for them is that can these young guys handle the longer schedule, down the road?
And we don't know what they're going to do in the playoffs.
Right, and then
they might clam up.
Like I said, you have the Pirates who seem to somehow find ways to win. The rotation's been good for them. They've heated up once McCutchen has heated up. They've tasted the postseason, so they're probably ready for a deep run.
Yeah, they're always in it. They're always in it.
I might as well get into this Cardinal stuff here too.
I agree. Go ahead. Yeah, don't be afraid. Talk about your Cardinals.
Okay, no. Like I said, the offense has been. I
just feel it's gratuitous. We know how good they are.
Yeah. Well, they've offense kind of picked it up a little bit here in August, a little bit, and a large part of that has been the promotion of Stephen Piscotty. I love this guy.
You do
got
like
100,
Piscotty.
Got 108 at bats. He's hit 4 bombs. He's driven in 20. I believe he has 17 or 18 RBI this month, which obviously leads the team.
Yeah.
He's been incredible. He has been absolutely incredible.
I made another mistake earlier when I said that you guys had one of the better offenses in baseball. That's simply not true. It's not true.
I know that.
Well, you didn't correct me, fucko. You should have corrected me. I went with an assumption because their plus minus is so damn good. And you tried to be fair. You did talk about the pitching, and I ignored it.
Yeah, it's been offense has been inconsistent all year. Nowhere near as bad as last year.
No, but if fair offense, they're middle of the pack, and with the pitching that they had 2.66 ERA as a team, you don't need to score.
Right.
What do you got to score for? You're good.
Speaking of the pitching for the Cardinals, could Jaime Garcia if he has a good September, could he win comeback player of the year?
I think he has to.
He's 6-4. Now keep in mind he gets no run support whatsoever. His ERA is 1.77.
Well, who else is in that running?
You have Votto.
Yeah,
you got
Votto.
You got Harvey.
I think Harvey's got a good chance.
Yeah,
but he's fallen off in the second half, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's got an outside shot at it.
Yeah, he does.
His whip is .92.
He's definitely in discussion. There's no question about that.
Garcia's getting ground ball after ground ball, and he's striking people out too.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got a chance.
He's striking people out. Also, got to talk about this guy because this trade's looking better and better as the year goes on. Jason Hayward, you were bashing it earlier.
I buried him. Look, he turned it around, and I gave him full credit for it.
He's only got 11 bombs, but he's not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Leads the team with 20 stolen bags.
Leads the team in batting average.
Yeah, he leads the team in batting average. If I asked you at the beginning of the year who would lead the Cardinals in batting average, don't think you would have been saying Jason Hayward.
No, not at all. Look, he's got 11 bombs. He's got 46 RBI. Are those fantastic numbers? No. They're not.
He's been juggled all around the lineup, but he's changed so many games with his defense, his speed. Yep. It's awesome. This is what I expected to see from him. I made a little more pop. I thought I'd see a little more pop, but I'm not real big on that.
The thing is with...
Hey, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
I'll gladly take it.
The fact is he's played 122 games this year, and that's been one of his biggest issues, is the guy can't stay on the damn field. Now he is. He is, and that's a big thing. He's playing a lot more, and he's doing well. So he's had a few seasons there where he's played less than 130 games. You can't have that. So, it's going to be interesting to see how he does the rest of the year. I like Jason Hayward. I like this trade when they made it. We didn't, come on.
Shelby Miller cannot buy a win.
We did not know Miller was going to do what he did this year.
He hasn't... It's been 18 starts since he's got a win.
Fuck his win-loss. Fuck his win-loss. We
Miller
all know how good he's been.
Mm-hmm.
He's been amazing.
Oh, he has. Yes.
He's been amazing.
Let's go to this next one here, and I'll let you comment on this while I go pee. You see Kurt Schilling compare Muslims to Nazis?
I did, and I'm really glad you brought that up, because this is what I was going to close the show with.
Proceed to talk about that.
Yeah. Now, everybody has absolutely freaked out about this, and he's probably going to end up losing his job at ESPN over it. He's been suspended, but he is more than likely going to end up never working for ESPN again, and that's a damn shame. You see, this meme that he retweeted, he didn't create the meme, he retweeted the meme, and this is what it said. It said they say only 5 to 10% of the Muslim world is extremist Muslims, they're terrorists. And Nazis, it was only 7% of Nazis. How did that work out?
Nazis were something like Nazis were only made up 7%
of the population, yeah.
Or something like that.
And
it's not good either way.
No, the numbers are terrifying because, for one, they're accurate. And people are like, he's being insensitive towards the Muslim faith. No, he's not. He didn't bring up the Muslim faith. What he was talking about was the extremist group and what their numbers make up of their population. He obviously wasn't taking a shot at all Germans. He was just talking about the German population because that is where the Nazi party resided, just like where the extremist fucking jihadists, terrorists, lie inside of the Muslim faith. And he talked about the numbers that correlate between them. That's it. He did nothing wrong here. The only thing he did wrong is apologize. He apologized individually to people that were writing him on Twitter. I went and looked at this. And he individually, dude, if you wrote Kurt Schilling and said that you were upset over what he said, he was writing you back and apologizing. You can't do that. You can't do. He did nothing. He did not deserve a suspension. He did not. He's probably going to end up losing his job. I don't see him coming back from that because the way people act over this.
Well, the thing he did wrong here, especially, was just even posting that because you had to figure that something like this was going to happen.
I don't know, man. And look, when I looked at it, when I heard that he got suspended, I was really expecting something horrible, something horrific, like something that really did stand out and say something really bad. But it's a correlation of numbers. The worst part about the meme is that it looks terrifying because it's a red background and all that stuff. And guess what? It's supposed to look terrifying because the numbers are supposed to make you think for a minute. The numbers are 100% correct. I verified it myself. I looked it up. They're not inaccurate numbers. And that should scare you. There's nothing wrong with what he put out there. And he should be able to be well and free of saying that on his personal Twitter, not ESPN's Twitter, on his personal Twitter without having to worry about getting suspended. It's ridiculous. Everybody's getting... This is not the same as Hogan in the sex tape dropping the N-bomb. It's not the same as those... This is a completely different subject because he's talking about extreme portions of population that are murdering people. Not basic racism towards a goddamn culture. It's not the same thing. It's not racism. It's none of that shit. It is simply pointing out a reality within the fucking world that we live in about a group of people who are murdering people that he compared to another group of people that murdered people. I could do an entire show just on this because I'm so pissed off over this. So furious over this. It's not even funny. I just... ESPN is suspending everybody.
Let that sink in.
By the way, 100 employees from ESPN came up on that Ashley Madison leak, by the way. Just so you know. ESPN is not made up of good people. Well, no, not even that. They're made up of normal people just like the rest of us. Jesus. Ashley Madison fucking... it makes sense for celebrities. Of course there are going to be a lot of celebrities on there. We're surprised at this. Why would you be surprised at it? Of course they use it. It's supposed to be a discreet account that if you want to fuck around and you want to meet people who want to fuck around, you go fuck around. But now the internet's not even goddamn safe and private. And everything's fucking getting leaked. The internet's going to... Oh, God, I don't even know what to do anymore, Jeff. I'm fucking freaking out here.
All right, well, we'll let that process. I'll move on here.
What's your opinion on it? Did he do something wrong? Am I ignorant here?
Oh, like I said, because I figured people were going to take that the absolute wrong way. Because when I heard about it too, I thought he was just straight up bashing Muslims.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. Then I looked at it. I'm like, he probably. You kind of figured that you're going to get some sort of reaction out of this, but yeah, I mean,
but not the reaction that he would have had he actually bashed Muslims and been a racist fuck. Because had he have actually been a racist asshole and said something against Muslims,
he was pointing out a statistic,
a terrifying statistic, It should scare you. It should scare you. Because let's say something else. We didn't have videos of people going in the goddamn ovens and shit. That wasn't on YouTube. These motherfuckers. Look, I'm a little more sensitive because I was a damn soldier. Okay, I've been in Iraq. I've been in that shit. I've been around these people. I've seen some of the horrific things that they've done firsthand. I've lost friends to this. I've almost died a couple of goddamn times from being in these situations, so I'm a little more sensitive to it, and maybe you can discount everything that I'm saying. But the reality is, we are seeing videos of children beheading what they're calling infidels, and nobody's fucking talking about it, Jeff, because everyone's so goddamn scared to fucking call out anybody, because fucking Muslims can't say it, even though 5 to 10% of their population are fucking murdering people on camera. But we can't talk about it? Kurt Schilling's fucking suspended and probably going to lose his job? A guy who's beaten cancer? A guy who's made bad business decisions in video games more than once? He needs the money. God damn it, man. Oh, I'm angry.
Oh, angry. Okay, there you go.
Holy shit.
Okay, well, you let that process for a minute. Okay. Big issues. There's big issues with that, but there's another giant issue for the Giants.
I gotta breathe. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you're pointing out some. Schilling was pointing out some scary stuff, and this might be frightening for if you're a Giants fan. When you're down by 1 run against the Cardinals last week, you're down by 1 run. Now, I understand this dude can break. You bring in Madison Bumgarner as your pinch hitter.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It is. It screams to lack of depth.
I know they were just hoping he could run into one and tie the game because, obviously we know Bumgarner can flat out rake. So I did like the move of them bringing in Marlon Byrd, who finally left Cincinnati. Yeah. I do like that move, but
no, I get what you're saying.
I just wanted to point that out. Yeah. I mean, they have, I believe, the 3rd best average in the league.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure, they're clutch, scoring over 40% of their runs with 2 outs, but they don't have a threat. I mean, they have to get people on base first.
Yeah. Well, it also speaks to the fact that they have no confidence in their bench, that they don't have a guy that they can point to on the bench and say, get up there and swing. Because they'd rather go with Madison Bumgarner. As good as Madison Bumgarner is at hitting, and he is very good, he should not be your best bench option down by 1 in the 8th inning in that situation. Never. 0 out of 100.
No, that ended the game.
Oh, ended the game. Excuse me.
It ended the game.
Yeah, should never happen. Should never happen.
And he can flat out pitch though too.
The guy's a great ball player.
Yeah, last 7 starts, 6-1, 2.26 ERA.
Yeah, I know. I caught the highlights last night. I caught it. 12 strikeouts in 6 innings. Yeah, I got the memo, Jeff.
Got a base hit too.
Oh God. Yeah, I got it. I got that. I found out myself. Oh, we just could not pounce on the guy. We had him beaten up in the fucking early on. Oh, we had chances.
I guess we can finish up with this one right here.
Yeah.
Talked about NL not rookie of the year, managers of the year.
Yeah.
We talked about managers of the year last week.
We did.
And, we were saying for the American League, you had A.J. Hinch, Ned Yost, just to name a few.
Yeah.
How about giving some love to Paul Molitor?
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, really, do we expect the Twins to be in the race right now?
I like Paul Molitor for a lot of reasons. One, I love when players that I really liked as when they were players become managers. And I like Paul Molitor. I always did. Always did. And it's just, it's awesome. It's awesome to see a guy that, a Hall of Famer, let's face it, 3,000 hits, and he look at him, he's managing, and managing well. First year guy. Come on. This is his first managing gig ever.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah, he definitely belongs in the conversation, no question.
I just wanted to give him some love because nobody seems to be giving him some love.
Minnesota makes the playoffs. I think he wins the damn thing, to be honest, because he did it with less than anyone else. Did it less than anyone else. Very well good. Something we didn't talk about. I think that was the last thing you had, right?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
One minor thing we didn't talk about, something that the Cubs did.
Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, Fernando Rodney. A guy who's been struggling all year. He's 38 years old. Obviously, Joe Madden has a connection with the guy. He knows him well. It didn't work out when they brought in Soriano. I don't know if Rodney's going to bring out. I believe Rodney's a better pitcher than Soriano. I don't know if this is a good move for the Cubs. All we did was give up cash consideration, so it's not like we gave up a lot. But I don't know, man. Heron is scaring me. Heron is really starting. He's got no life on his fastball. None. And it's scaring me. And your twin, Kyle Hendricks, has not been great lately either. So the Cubs need help. If they're going to get anybody, they need to get somebody for that back of the rotation. Bullpen is going to sort itself out. I don't know if Rodney was the smartest thing. But like I said, it was low risk.
Hey, you're taking a shot.
Sure, taking a shot that he can turn it around.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. Anything else?
I think that'll pretty much do it.
Yeah. I almost had to go beat up a German mechanic, so we almost didn't do this show. So
yeah.
Not bad for considering, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
Pretty good show. Good job, my friend.
Not bad.
Yeah. If you love Jeff Huffman just as much as I do, and you want to follow his journey through Big Boy College, make sure you go check him out over at Grand Slam 87 on YouTube. You can also follow him there on Twitter as well, Grand Slam 87. And when he does have a free moment to play video games, you can find him on PlayStation 4, Grand Slam 87 as well. So make sure you hit him up, follow his journey in Big Boy College, and support him by using or looking into the same products that he's using to get in his amazing shape. You've been staring at his beautiful body this entire show. It's AdvoCare, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you can see what it's done for me.
Look at this guy; it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you want to look better, feel better. Have more energy, get more from your workouts. I mean, that's what it's done for me in the last year. It's been absolutely incredible. Yep. My neighbor took a shot on it. He lost 40 pounds in the first year, and he was a 240-pound guy, roughly my size now.
Yeah.
And he took a shot on it. I decided to take a shot on it. So over 600,000 people have taken a shot on it and seen a bunch of the same results.
Drew Brees uses this stuff, guys.
Absolutely incredible. And this is starting to be used a lot in the pros. You're going to start seeing them be sponsored a lot more college football because it's a relatively young company, but it's quite incredible. I mean, I encourage you guys to take a shot on it, and you can hit me up on Twitter, and we can maybe set something up, and we can talk about it, and we can maybe get you set up.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you hit him up on Twitter, GrandSlam87, for anything that your AdvoCare needs may be, or just go check him out on the website. But hook up with Huffman because he'll give you all the 411 that you need. Also, he does video game videos from time to time. I don't know if he's going to have a lot of time to be doing that as of late because of
it's going to be tough. College. It's going to be tough, but I will try.
I'm going to try. And also, right here, you can check out everything that's going on with the community with Joe Cronin over at the Joe Cronin Show. If you love wrestling and insanity, go check out Joe Cronin. And Tommy C, man, he's back from vacation. He's getting back in. It's almost hockey season. If you could believe that, we are really close to hockey season starting up again. That's terrifying, but it's right here. And Tommy C is starting to gear up because Shot from the Point, the most badass hockey podcast on all of YouTube, is gearing up once again. So make sure you go check out Shot from the Point. Shot from the Point Live returns this week. Huffman will be there. Jake Link will be there, the legendary comic that he is. And, of course, Tommy C. Make sure you go check that out. And if you love this channel and you like everything that we do here and you've checked out the interview stuff with Creators Corner, the Nerd and the Jerk show, and you're just a big wrestling fan, make sure you check out everything that's happening on the channel. We're doing daily wrestling videos, all kinds of good stuff. Make sure you support the channel. Like this video, share it around, get it out there. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 1,250 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Nice, right? That is, it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for that support. You can also go to www.deadondave.spreadshirt.com and pick up all of the copious gear that your body can handle. Shirts, cups, all kinds of amazing stuff, all made by the one, the only Isaac Rojas. Make sure you check that out. I'll be rocking a Copious Club sweatshirt here soon when it starts getting colder. Make sure you pick your guys' up as well. Hit me up with Twitter pictures if you do. I want to see you guys rocking that gear. That's awesome. At DeadOnDaveV. And the last way, you can go right into the description box, hit the donate button, and donate to the channel. So show your support of the channel and show that you want to continue to see the channel grow in quality and all kinds of good stuff. And you can donate right there. And I'll read out your little messages, and everything will be good. And peace will be kept throughout the universe. Other than that, that's all I've got. Huffman, thank you so much. Fantastic work, my friend.
Thank you.
Have fun at school.
I only got the one class today.
What class? I want to know. Business what?
Business mathematics, which really the first two classes consisted of one variable equations. If you don't know what that is, just picture it like this. 12 plus x equals 36.
Seriously?
Let that sink in for a minute.
That's what you're doing?
I mean, obviously, it's going to get harder because it's
I hope so.
I hope so too. I hope so too because the last two classes, both 50 minutes long.
Are you sure there wasn't a remedial in front of that friggin' title?
That's an hour and 40 of my life I won't get back.
I was going to tell you to sit next to an Asian kid, but apparently you don't even need to.
Oh, no. I'm going to stop myself because I
know you hate a kid in your class.
I don't hate him.
Would you punch him if you can get away with it?
Well,
yep.
And some of the stuff that he says,
the pause said it all.
I question society.
The pause said it all, Huffman. Well, have fun at school. Don't punch anybody. That's a good thing about Advocare. You don't roid rage, so that's a good thing. So thank you for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. Thank all you guys for joining us right here on Touch 'Em All, your weekly baseball awesomeness. One final note. Football season is right here, and we are starting the Dead on Day Productions Fantasy Football League and also a show. I'm going to break down the NFL happenings every single Sunday early. I might even do it live, so keep your eyes open for that. That will be exciting. Whew, that's all I got. So like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Peace.